कहेंगे AQI को AIQ बोल दिया, आज भी बोलेंगे कुछ, अभी अभी मेरी पूरी स्पीच देखेंगे उसमें से निकाल के लाएंगे। इनको अच्छा नहीं लगता। एक महिला वो राज्य चला रही है दिल्ली जैसा, रोज इतने।
She thinks that she's being trolled because she's a woman. Aam Aadmi Party took her statements about AQI being a temperature, the fact that it can be measured with any device. These are all things that she has said herself. This can't be a slip of tongue, no? कि AQI टेम्परेचर है, ओके गलती से बोल दिया, किसी भी डिवाइस से मेजर हो जाएगा, ये भी तुम्हारी गलती से तुमने बोल दिया है. It seems like बहुत ज्यादा गलतियां हो रही हैं और too frequently हो रही हैं.
I think Rekha ji is right. She's absolutely right. She's doing a great job of this position that she has bestowed. I think she's following in the footsteps of Modi ji, and she was this hidden talent within BJP who was found and
Hidden talent.
put on
She was
the
only
top.
hidden.
Yeah, I mean, some talent should remain hidden, whatever. But there is a race you see in BJP, in the different people in the party, to say the most absurd.
यहाँ तक बात है धुएं की, 9 मीटर की EV देवी बसेस चालू करी।
EV Devi buses?
Brother,
Yes. Let's not get
What
into
is that?
nomenclature. Please, yaar. And how can we forget? He has also accepted the Nobel Peace Prize from Maria Machado.
Yeah. And still not made her the president there.
वो एक सेकेंड, why will he make her the president? है कौन ये? मतलब why are we looking to the US to do anything? First of all, he is
Yeah,
not authority
absolutely.
to make her president. But I mean, look at his face. I just want to. क्या है यार ये? Like my toys are my toys. Your toys are also my toys.
Absolutely.
Isn't this like
Yeah.
a Salman Khan film dialogue? My business is my business.
हमारे बिजनेस पे कोई नजर डाले वो हमें बर्दाश्त नहीं। Our business is our business, none of your business.
Literally. जब भी दुनिया में कुछ भी होता है, लाइक एलियंस आते हैं, वो यूएस में ही आते हैं. एलियन कैन नॉट लैंड इन इंडिया, और नहीं, इंडिया में भी लैंड किया है वैसे.
Hello and welcome to The Wire. I'm Elisha Vermani and you're watching Digital Arrest, The Wire's latest show on everything that's capturing our attention on social media and the internet at large. This is my co-host Kavita. Hi Kavita.
Hello, welcome back everybody. I think one person asked me in the comments somewhere in the video, where is the second episode of Digital Arrest? So I guess you are waiting for this.
Here is the second episode. Thoda delay ho gaya. Sorry guys. But what are we talking about in this episode?
So today we thought we'll talk about this geopolitics going on social media and the cultural aspects of it. We also thought we should talk about the gig workers issue and the startup owners, the kind of behavior and things that they are showing up. थोड़ा सोचा था दिल्ली में क्या चल रहा है उस पर भी बात करेंगे. So what do you think? What's going on in geopolitics on your social media?
Actually, better than answering it, I'm going to show you what's going on. This is happening. We're barely 2 weeks into 2026 and so much has happened already. Trump has invaded Venezuela. He's captured a sitting president. He has added to this the fact that they've shot a woman ICE has shot a woman in Minneapolis for trying to protect another person. Then there's Iran having raging protests. And of course, add to this the fact that Trump has now said that he wants to take over Greenland. He wants to annex a bunch of other nations, all in the first 2 weeks of this brand new year. And
That's
I
crazy.
and how can we forget? He has also accepted the Nobel Peace Prize from Maria Machado.
Yeah. And still not made her the president there.
वो एक सेकेंड, why will he make her the president? है कौन ये? मतलब why are we looking to the US to do anything? First of all, he is
Yeah,
not authority
absolutely.
to make her president. But I mean, look at his face. I just want to.
loser.
क्या है यार ये? Look at this
बुरा
grin.
हो गया है. Yeah, and
Why
the
is it
eyes.
some? This is not a real thing. He's not getting the Nobel Peace Prize for real. He has basically arm twisted her to give it to him. Because his ego hurt ho gayi hai. And so the first week when the invasion happened, when he unseated Maduro, he didn't support Maria Machado at all. Like he said nothing
Yeah.
in her favor. It was only after he dropped hints like अगर मुझे peace prize मिल गया, अगर मुझे Nobel दे दिया उसने, like वो देना ही चाहती है मुझे, तो maybe I will support her. And now
Yeah.
that's happened. Like, is this for real? Is this man actually? Is he even an adult? President of the US तो छोड़ ही
then
दो.
he said, then actually he said कि अगर वो cancel कर देती, अगर वो accept नहीं करती peace prize
Yeah.
और कहती कि Trump is the actual person who should get it, then he would have helped her in Venezuela.
Yeah. So basically, we're dealing with a petty young child who is in control
Absolutely.
of too
Yeah,
many
तुम
things.
मुझे chocolate दो, I'll give you my toys.
Yeah. नहीं तुम मुझे चॉकलेट दो और फिर मेरा टॉय भी मैं ही खेलूंगा उससे. He is not
Yeah,
giving
and
her
I'll take
anything.
more of your toys. Yeah.
Yeah. Like my toys are my toys, your toys are also my toys.
Absolutely.
Isn't this like
Yeah.
a Salman Khan film dialogue?
हमारे बिजनेस पे कोई नजर डाले वो हमें बर्दाश्त नहीं. Our business is our business. None of your business.
My business is my business. Your business
This is American foreign policy. Literally.
So ये चल रहा है geopolitics में essentially. Another
isn't-
thing that happened on social media after Trump invaded Venezuela and everything was that a show called Jack Ryan got very famous again. Like a clip went viral where John Krasinski, so he plays a US Marine in the show, and he talks about Venezuela being the latest, biggest upcoming threat. Why he gets into it later, but it's quite interesting the way he positions it. And that clip is a fantastic example to understand how the US weaponizes soft power.
What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
Definitely Russia.
Definitely Russia. That's confident. I like it. Who says Russia? Anybody agree with her? Hands? Okay, great. Who else?
China.
This question does not sit well with me because the question he throws to the class is that what's the major threat to most countries today? And what he means by that is what's the major threat to the US today? Because the
Correct.
students come up with answers like Russia, China, North Korea, and so on. And then he says, what about Venezuela? Because that's supposed to be nearest and that has lots of oil. As if just having oil, just the existence of minerals and oil and natural wealth in your country is a threat to the US. I mean, what sort of idea is that, you know? So
But
I
he
was
says
thinking,
world.
yeah, he says
go
world.
to the world.
Yeah.
But US equals world for them, right? Like
Yes.
US ही world है.
US is the world. If you look at all their movies, especially the dystopian movies, जब भी दुनिया में कुछ भी होता है, like aliens आते हैं, वो US में ही आते हैं. A alien cannot land in India or नहीं India में भी land किया है वैसे, but in US movies, aliens cannot land in anywhere else apart from the US. So.
Yeah. That's the soft power angle I was getting at, right? Like this is a pretty well-known fact. Like US media, whatever shows they produce, what films they produce, they tend to show the US in a very favorable light, obviously, but also as some sort of a savior and how they are the only country who can save others, who can bring some culture to savages, and then it
And
makes sense that
democracy,
दुनिया के
their
सारे
favorite.
aliens हाँ एंड देन इट मेक सेंस राइट दैट दुनिया के सारे एलियंस एंड इन्वेसिव फोर्सेस वहीं आके अटैक करते हैं क्योंकि उन्हें ही हमें बचाना है इवेंचुअली एंड या Jack Ryan is another great example of this and it feels like Trump's trying to make that script come to life. But
I want
did
to
you
show you
know?
one image and talk a little bit more about this. Have you seen this image? So this image was trending on social media for a long time, and people were like, "Look at this! This is the face of feminism. This is what feminism means." And Iran is horrible right now with women and rights of people and everything. And this image became so viral. A lot of other people also imitated this image, and later it was fact checked when it was known that this woman does not even live in Iran. This image is actually from Canada. It was shot there, and the woman also lives there. But a lot of people came and they were like, "This is what feminism looks like," and a lot of people supported that. But you have to think seriously about it because this is, मतलब फेमिनिज्म सिगरेट से ही क्यों आता है भाई? यूएस का जो फेमिनिज्म का जो आइडिया है कि विमेन फ्रीडम, व्हाट डज विमेन्स फ्रीडम लुक्स लाइक, So this was a representation of that, and a lot of US accounts were the ones who were propagating this everywhere, and that is how it shows that, you know, not just the idea of US a superpower as such, even the ideas that US has within its ideology, for example, capitalism, consumerism, feminism, of the kind that US wants, that is embedded in its soft power game that it plays out on social media. A lot of actors and peoples are paid to do these kind of things, you know,
Yeah.
not just the trolls and people who are actively promoting trends on social media, but also others, you know, we have seen that. So this image particularly really became viral in that context. So that's what I meant, that US is not just promoting its own image, it's also promoting ideas that it thinks that this is how things should be, this is how feminism should
Yeah.
look like. So in that
So
way,
there's
I
this
meant
whole
that.
military and hero
Mm.
complex, savior complex angle going
Absolutely.
on. And then there's
Yeah.
this side of it. I also want to tell you about something super interesting here. So you know all these films like Transformers, Iron Man, Avengers, and then there's yes, जो सारा superhero वाला segment हो गया. There's also films like Zero Dark 30 and American Sniper. They show the military in a more realistic fashion, like as it is. Obviously there's all of them put forth a very specific perspective of how the US military works, but um, it also is tied to a department in the US defense system. The department is called the Armed Forces Entertainment. It is a branch in the US Department of Defense. And they position themselves as that they conduct shows and all of these events around the world for the troops that are posted outside of the US. But in actuality, they barter access to military knowledge, equipment, and funds to studios for getting this kind of favorable representation of the US government and military in the films that I just mentioned. They have a branch in their defense department that's just dedicated to doing this, dedicated to tweaking films in a way that shows the US in a good light. And
That's
that's
amazing, because I think Hollywood itself acts like one department for the entire US
yeah,
system that does the same. तो उनको
yeah.
एक और अलग डिपार्टमेंट की भी जरूरत पड़ रहा है on top of that, because if you look at even the romantic movies that the US comes up with, उसमें भी जो ideas जो वो दिखाते हैं, even the kind of love that they show is very consumeristic love.
Okay, so let's come to something happening closer home. There was a strike on the 31st before the year began. Our gig workers went on strike. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So yeah, we know that on 31st there was this huge strike by gig workers, and just on the next day, on 1st, Dipender Goyal comes up with this tweet. Let me show you the tweet. So he
Yeah.
writes all these beautiful things about gig economy as if it will solve all of India's problem. He says that, you know, this is India's largest organized job creation engines, you know. Why? Because of the cheap labor it provides, basically, because the only innovative things that a lot of our startup founders have figured out is the cheap labor that India has, and also the the weak regulations that the country has. पहले भी delivery होती थी. Delivery is not a new idea. The new idea is how do we employ so many people at so less wages in such a fluctuating way that it keeps your delivery platforms running. If you look
Yeah.
at this, he also says, you know, gig work is providing stable incomes. But where is the stable income for gig workers in this whole thing? In fact, that was their demand. If you actually look at the facts, Zomato and all the other platforms also, I believe, they hire and fire so regularly, like
Yeah.
5,000 people in a month or so. That's
The
crazy.
attrition rate, he mentions in comments in इसी post के comment section में, he mentions that the attrition rate is 65%, but he uses it as an argument to say कि clearly this is gig work, clearly this is part-time paid work, so that is why people leave so quickly. So that means the system is fine. So he will find a way to twist all arguments, all criticism, and say कि हाँ यही होता है gig work, which I will come to in a bit. But before that, I saw some interesting posts about this. There was a tweet that said the West yearns for Blinkit, and it was in response to this. This man saying Tinder, but for people around you who have a printer that you can use. And so then this guy, possibly an American, maybe from the Britain, this is he's talking about how there's a thing in India, an app where you can ask someone to print something and they will show up to your house in a few minutes. And then in response to this post, someone tries to basically school them that gig work is oppressive, and this is what this woman says, which I really love. She says there's a raging debate about exploitation, but the startup billionaires in India are frothing at the mouth saying, I love capitalism.
Absolutely.
Such a good way to put it, right? What a succinct explanation of everything that's wrong
Yeah.
with gig work.
Yeah. So true.
And
So true. And the
going
idea
back
that, you
to
know, a lot of people think that, you know, this is within the system of capitalism, and a lot of people take this up voluntarily. It's not voluntary at all. And I think this is something that we should point out, because we are living in desperate times. Maybe in the future, you know, when the US also has a lot more desperate people, they will also have these 10 minutes deliveries. Who knows? Because
but they
desperation is
don't have
what
the
this
same amount of
will.
population as us, no. Like हमारे पास लोग ही इतने ज्यादा हैं, इतना फ्री चीप लेबर है कि
That is
और
true.
कंट्रीज के लिए इमेजिन
But
करना
I
थोड़ा
think
मुश्किल है.
that is true. But I think we are inventing desperation right now in the whole world. एक अलग ही
Yeah.
लेवल का इकोनॉमिक डेस्परेशन लोगों के पास आ रहा है. Already in the US, people are doing 3-4 jobs to just sustain their simple lives, you know. So yeah, I
हाँ.
guess it could be a thing. But I mean, this is not really voluntary, and this is something that we have to understand. And this is also something that is reflected in our labor laws, that they are extremely weak, and that is one of the main
Yeah.
reasons that these people are able to do it.
And coming to something even more specific that he says in his post, he says that if a system were fundamentally unfair, it would not consistently attract and retain so many people. This is not a valid argument at all, because like you said, desperation itna zyada hai कि if a person has a choice between having this type of employment and no employment, then obviously they will do this. So this, it's not that the system is so good that they're attracted to it, they just don't have another option. And his entire premise of gig work being a being part-time paid work, and so it's not supposed to have job security, it's not supposed to have very high incomes, they don't need to provide like a career ladder or some path of progression for these people. All of these are valid arguments if you look at what gig work technically means, but you can't divorce it from the broken environment it is being implemented in. कौन लोग है जो gig work कर रहे हैं? It's the poorest that work with the least amount of dignity. So you can't, these are not, because these are not college students from middle or low income families who are taking up summer jobs, right? These are not kids doing internships who are doing gig work. This is their only source of income. This is how they run their houses. So you can't just win on these technicalities. But anyway,
I want to point
tech
out like
bros
one
being tech
thing.
bros on Twitter.
Absolutely. So one small thing I want to point out here is that this right now we're talking about these delivery works and all that. But at the same time, gig work is becoming reality of our job market right now, including in IT jobs. We are seeing a lot of gig economy replacing normal permanent jobs, and we have contractual jobs, lot more contractual jobs in the economy right now. And we are expecting gig economy to grow a lot by 2045, whatever. But a lot of that is also other sort of jobs. So IT jobs, for example, in these labor laws, the recent changes in the labor laws brought forward something called fixed term employment, which is they are saying it's almost equal to permanent employment. But fixed term is not equal to permanent. It's basically contract jobs of any amount of, you know, fixed period. It could be 2 months, 6 months, whatever. But that's not really permanent jobs. So there is this entire plan of replacing a lot more jobs with gig economy, and that should scare us, and that should also make us more concerned towards the issues and demands of gig workers today.
Yeah. But what is the government doing while all of this is happening?
I think they came up with something, some resolution that 10 minutes deliveries will be banned or something. What happened to that?
But they didn't know, they didn't ban the 10-minute deliveries. They just said आप इसको advertise मत करो. तो ये सिर्फ outward facing communication where it says 10-minute delivery है वो ban कर दिया.
Good idea.
Material change is zero, nothing. Which is
I see.
kind of, I mean, यही करती है government. Sounds like they're on track.
Yeah.
Coming back to the Delhi government, जो आजकल मेरा favorite topic बनता जा रहा है. Last episode में we discussed how pollution हो रहा था तो उन्होंने नकली घाट बना दिए, और pollution हो रहा था तो उन्होंने air safari शुरू कर दी. इस बार क्या किया है? तो let me just show you a clip of our chief minister.
कहेंगे AQI को AIQ बोल दिया, आज भी बोलेंगे कुछ, अभी मेरी पूरी स्पीच देखेंगे उसमें से निकाल के लाएंगे. इनको अच्छा नहीं लगता. एक महिला वो राज्य चला रही है दिल्ली जैसा, रोज इतने
Here is the first point. She is upset that she is being trolled for saying ridiculous things. But उनको ये एक्सेप्ट नहीं करना कि ये ट्रोलिंग इसलिए हो रही है क्योंकि वो फिजूल की स्टेटमेंट्स देती हैं. She thinks that she is being trolled because she's a woman. Aam Aadmi Party took her statements about AQI being a temperature, the fact that can be measured with any device. These are all things that she has said herself. This can't be a slip of tongue, no, कि AQI temperature है, okay, गलती से बोल दिया. किसी भी डिवाइस से मेजर हो जाएगा, ये भी तुम्हारी गलती से तुमने बोल दिया है. Seems like बहुत ज्यादा गलतियां हो रही हैं और too frequently हो रही हैं. But she has brought the discourse to कि gender politics, कि oh the opposition doesn't like that I'm a woman. Is she the first female chief minister of Delhi? No. Has someone before her done this job? Very much so. The person before her who was chief minister, was she? It was a woman. There was Atishi, then there was Sheila Dikshit on the Congress. Clearly, this is not the first time that Delhi has had a female chief minister. And on top of not only accepting that ये गलत statements दे देती हैं, she instead of accepting this, she's placing this very weak defense that she's being trolled because she's a woman. Then she goes on to talk about all of the amazing things she's doing, her government is doing for solving the problem of Delhi pollution. And let's just see what she says.
पर्यावरण को खराब करने के लिए धूल और धुआं. जहां तक बात है धुएं की, 9 मीटर की ईवी देवी बसेस चालू करी हमने, ई ऑटो, ईवी टैक्सीज और शेयर टैक्सी. ये सारे काम हमारी प्लानिंग में है लगातार, जिस पे सरकार काम कर रही है.
बाकी का मैं बता देती हूँ.
EV Devi buses?
Yes. Let's not get
What
into
is that?
nomenclature. प्लीज यार. बट इसके अलावा गवर्नमेंट क्या कर रही है? गवर्नमेंट ने तंदूर बैन करे हैं. दे बैंड तंदूर इन दिसंबर बिकॉज धूल और धुआं, she said, are the two main problems. She's very right. Around the year construction and vehicular emissions that contribute to dhool and dhua. What does not contribute to dhool and dhua are tandoors, but they were banned. And the other
There's a
thing that
logic
they do is-
behind it. The logic behind that is that all that dhua and dhool should not fall onto the tandoor, and people should not be eating these dusty tandoor wala kebabs and stuff, and that is the reason.
You are so right. But they also said they distributed electric heaters to the watchmen and security guards in these colonies. क्या हो जाएगा इससे? They are not the ones causing pollution around the year, right? They're not. जो वो छोटे मोटे bonfires करते हैं, I'm sure they're really bad and they add up. But are they the main source of the problem? No. The bigger things continue as it is. The smaller fish that they're trying to fry has basically negligible impact on the larger issue. But that is where the government is. So,
Well,
I think
if you ask me, I think Rekha ji is right. She's absolutely right. She's doing a great job of this position that she has bestowed. I think she's following in the footsteps of Modi ji, and she was this hidden talent within BJP who was found and
hidden talent.
put on
She was
the
only
top.
hidden.
Yeah, I mean, some talent should remain hidden, whatever. But there is a race, you see, in BJP, in the different people in the party, to say the most absurd, and you have to win the race within that. And I think these days leaders have found out that the more absurd things you say, the more you remain in the news, and the more you can stay away from real issues. Nobody cares about those if you keep them entertained enough on other issues. Now think of all of us discussing about tandoor bans.
Yeah.
And we aren't
Yeah, we
even
kind of
actually
blame that
talking
too.
about AQI तो चला गया, IQ पर discussion हो रहा है, ठीक है, so let it be. I mean, everybody is happy. It's a win-win.
Yeah, that's a very, very fair point. They do these absurd things for a reason. And it is to game the system so that we end up discussing more about the hilarious statements than well, I think that's a good way to end today's chat. Do you have any recommendations for our audience?
I was thinking of this book that I read some time back. It's called Gas Wars by Paranjoy Guha Thakurda. It's a really interesting book to understand crony capitalism in India and also how government contracts are awarded. And when we are talking about, this resource grab war all over the world today with Trump and this whole geopolitics going on, we should also see how resource grab is happening in our own country. So this book will give you some insight into this, and I think it's a great book to read now.
Fantastic. I have something Trump related as a recommendation. There's a document called Project 2025, which a right wing think tank called the Heritage Foundation wrote in 2023. And they just positioned as कि जब भी नया next conservative president आएगा US में, this is like a policy roadmap for them. So whoever comes can pick it up. And Trump never endorsed it. He never made it part of his platform when he was contesting the elections. But it is super interesting to note that within the first year of his presidency, his second presidency, 50% of Project 2025 has been implemented. It's done already. So if you're wondering, Trump कुछ भी कर रहा है, कैसे पता चलेगा वो अगला step क्या लेने वाला है? Maybe this is the document to go to. And there's a Project 2025 tracker. There's a website that tells you what stage of Project 2025 is being implemented. So you can take a look at this tracker. And yeah, I think it would make for an interesting read.
Amazing. This is like American Astro Talks. You can figure out what's going on, what's going to happen. Sounds
Yeah.
cool. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much for tuning in today. Thanks very much, Kavita. And we will see all of you in 2 weeks.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.